Kausap ko lang siya nung isang araw.
Yan, tinatamad akong ano. Aba, Ready to play. Our starting lineups are brought to you by Henry Ford Health System. Rodney Magruder starts with Wayne Ellington in the backcourt. Sadiq Bey and that man, Jeremy Grant, with Mason Plumlee up front. And yeah, that man, maybe playing better than anybody in the world right now. I agree with Charles Barkley, who said that recently. James Harden with ex-Piston Bruce Brown, sweet shooting Joe Harris, Jeff Green, and DeAndre Jordan. For the Brooklyn Nets, James Williams, Kadamius Petritis, and Matt Myers are the officials.
Well, I think when you can constantly and consistently get whatever you want on the basketball court for yourself, no matter how defenses play against you, but also get your teammates involved, help them to be better, help them to be effective, then you can lay claim to being one of the best in the world. James Harden is doing that.
He's an all-time great. They find Harris for the three, and it's through.
One assist, James Harden.
Yeah. Leads the league at 11.2, I believe. Pistons first. Ellington, who's part of the plan to build here or before. Not build away. Let's bring it outside, and Jeremy Grant shot is off iron. Harris from the baseline. It rattled in and popped out.
It thought about it twice.
Enough did. Here's Jeremy Grant down low with Plumlee. And he's hacked and fouled by Harden.
I like the rim run by Mason Plumlee. He's going to have that opportunity to beat DeAndre Jordan down the floor. And the only guy that picked him up was James Harden. Mismatch automatically. And there you see the foul that Harden was willing to take. George, you like the Red Sox Pistons are winning for the first time this year?
Yeah, I do like them. It's through the glass with wall side windows. A foul, Mr. Plum. In the last 3 seasons, he only had 14 of them. And that's the 5th time this year he's had consecutive double-doubles. Now 1 for 2 at the line, 3-1 Brooklyn. James Harden against Magruder. Screen from Harris. Harden with a long gun. Off the rim. Jeremy Grant with a rebound. Bounces ahead to Plumlee. That's in, hooks and in. Over DeAndre Jordan.
He abused DeAndre that time, who immediately complains to the official. Physicality in that exchange. Give it to Mason Plumlee, folks.
He is tied at 3 to the basket with a miss. Bruce Brown for Brooklyn. They've had a couple of tough luck misses. Jeremy Grant fires. That's off the heel. Harden with a rebound. Helps Magruder down. Drive to the rack and a miss for Jeff Green on a jam drive. But the whistle will blow. You want to see that thing with Plumlee against DeAndre Jordan?
He says to DeAndre Jordan, I want you. You and me, one-on-one. Now, here's the thing that Jeff Green does quite well. He goes hard to the rack, and he tries to dunk everything he gets near it. Mason Plumlee was trying to set himself to draw a charge, but he couldn't get out of that circle fast enough.
Mason picks up his first foul. Head coach of Brooklyn. 2-time MVP, Steve Nash. He's coordinating a team, and they're healthy, full of stars. There he is. 2 free throws goes, 5-3 Nets.
Like Steph Curry, he got his 2 MVPs in back-to-back fashion.
Magruder with a drive and a reverse off glass. He got it. Goodness. That was a tough shot.
He was the last one to see it go in because his back and head was away from the basket. Heck of a play by Magruder.
Circus man. DeAndre Jordan inside and lays it in. 7-5 Brooklyn.
George, you didn't dunk it.
Oh, you're right.
His last game against the Pistons, he was 7 of 7 from the floor, all dunks.
Magruder looking for a Plumlee screen.
Bruce Brown hounding him. That's probably by design.
Brown a heck of a defender. Sadiq Bey wide open, though, for three, and it's through. Right.
It looks like Bruce Brown's assignment is to be right in the face of Magruder and really test his ball handling and point guarding skills.
Pistons by 1. Harden against Bey. Crossover. Dish to Harris. Triple try, no. Plumlee boards it. Mason Plumlee, forecourt. Wayne Ellington all by himself. Missed that three. Tried to save it in the corner, but it's out of bounds.
Check this out, folks. Magruder, look at him. I mean, he really had to English this ball off the window, and he did it successfully while being hounded by two defenders, including DeAndre Jordan.
Whipped his head around and took a quick peek to see what happened. Heck of a sweet shot. Here's Harris on the net end. Jumper, no. Another unkind rim for Brooklyn. Pistons up 1 and with it. 8:15 to play here in the first. Sadiq Bey for 3. Off fire to James Harden. Harden got Plumlee guarding him now. He directs traffic. Rocks the dribble, draws a double team. Bruce Brown tried to dish it deep to Jordan. Pistons knock it away.
Good defense by the Pistons. He got it out of Harden's hands and still covered up to cover the other guy. Minus the defender.
Lob deep to Plumlee. He jams. Harden is going to foul him again. It's 10-7 Pistons.
Mason Plumlee putting on a little post clinic right now. Yeah, excellent footwork.
Has 5 and 3 boards and an assist already. Harden whips it to Jordan. Punched away by Magruder. DeAndre Jordan is about a no call, and he's going to get teed up. He might get teed up again. Matt Myers is walking away from him. He did him a favor by walking away.
Yeah, he did. I mean, because Jordan followed him a long way. Let's see what he's angry about. He gets the ball, and I mean, he just gets it dislodged quickly by Magruder.
He got the ball, and then he got him in the face.
It wasn't a ball. He certainly had it right there.
Technical foul free throw for Wayne Ellington.
He's going to get his 15 seconds there, that's for sure. You know what? Sometimes maybe when an official feels like maybe I missed one, they'll give you a little extra. Sometimes, depending on the official.
Depending how obnoxious you are to him, complaining. DeAndre almost crossed over the line. Magruder with a bump and a foul there. We have 7:07 to play in the first. Pistons 11, Brooklyn 7 at Little Caesars Arena. Green hands to Harris. He's Brown, buries it from the corner. The ex-Piston with a triple, and he pulls Brooklyn to within 1.
This is only about a 26% three-point shooter, but you still don't want to allow him that kind of freedom to hoist.
Go with him. Magruder to the paint. Magruder lost the handle trying to flick it, but Plumlee comes up with it. Jeremy Grant with a drive, and he draws a foul. James Williams will blow the whistle. It's on Bruce Brown.
Mason Plumlee, he was ready when the ball was tossed up. Working in the post, beautiful footwork, frustrating DeAndre Jordan and the Nets as a team. The best investment you can make in your home? Without question, new wall-side windows, because they add the things you want most: beauty, comfort, and value. When you go with wall-side, you're choosing a quality product and a quality experience. It ends Tuesday. Get any wall-side window for 50% off, plus 5 years no interest. Invest in the best. Wall-side. Schedule your safe at home or virtual estimate at wallside.com.
This is Courtney Pruno with another reason to love Bet Rivers Online Casino. Bet Rivers features a huge selection. Code or visit Pistons313shop.com.
High over the rim ceiling.
Like you to believe just hand one.
And Jordan, DeAndre Jordan always seems to have like great penetrating guards to deliver those passes on the money.
Jordan sets the screen. Wayne Ellington trying to get through it is called for the foul.
Here's the little give and roll to the basket. Beautiful play out by design. And because of the threat that Harden is to get into the lane and finish, that's going to always be a possibility for rolling Jordan.
Harden gives it up to Brown. Bruce gets it back from Harris. Fires no. There's DeAndre Jordan with a two-hand jam. Got a little bit of frustration on the rim there. Then he got it 16-14.
And he got away with a push. But it's okay because that's probably the repay for the foul that wasn't called against him.
Plumlee takes it up against him, misses it off glass. Jordan to James Harden.
See how long he has this ball with this way now.
Steps back, long gun. He drew a foul. Ellington, an earlier foul a moment ago. A technical foul. Added on.
Well, what happened here, you have to be careful when you're guarding James Harden. You extend that arm out defensively, he's gonna attack that arm. He's gonna go underneath, and if there's any contact whatsoever, as he goes into the shot, the officials are gonna give it to him. He probably gets one of those a night.
Made the technical foul free throw. And now on the second personal on Ellington. He's back at the line. Now message from FanDuel Sportsbook.
Pistons fans, right now you can live bet on NBA games in Michigan.
Stephen Lee, Josh Jackson. Checking in for the Pistons. 2 free throws fall. Blake Griffin staying loose. Expect him to play tonight. Sadiq Bey backs up on the dribble against Jordan. And 3 in the lane without guarding. Called on Jeff Green by James Williams.
He argues, but James Williams says, I've been watching the whole time, Jeff. You were there. The whole time, Jeff. You were there.
Technical foul free throw for Jeremy Grant right down the middle. It's now a 17-17 basketball game. Sadiq Bey will trigger from the sideline, top side to Plumlee. Jackson against Green. Good defense by Green, and Josh lost it out of bounds.
Give him a lot of credit for allowing for this to happen. He saved the ball from going out of bounds on the baseline and ended up with Mason Plumlee's one-handed dunk inside.
Faking the pass, and then finally making the pass with Harden. Timothé Luwawu-Cabarrot missed from the corner. Josh Jackson doesn't miss on the Piston end. Big smile for Josh. The Detroiter makes it 22-19. Detroit over Brooklyn. Just under 4 to play in the first.
I like the Pistons moving the ball up the floor quickly. You got to understand with the Nets, this team is not trying to lead the league in defense. They're going to lead the league in offense in just about every category that's important. But if you can settle in and run up and down the floor, keep your turnovers down, you're going to get an opportunity to score some on this team in the early offensive set.
Blake Griffin about to enter the ball game here. Mason, make sure everybody notices. And they respond positively to Blake. Making his first appearance here against the Pistons. Go on. Blake. Foul by Blake Griffin, and the ball goes through the rim. Counted and a foul.
You know what? What the Pistons all did, they kept moving. They kept cutting, facing the floor, and did that against some pretty good half-court defense, I thought, by the Nets. From time to time, the Nets will spring some good D on you, but the Pistons, their offense was a little bit better. And a three-point opportunity here for Ben. Chance. Remember that?
Tore him up.
44 points and a win. I think if he can stay healthy, I think he'll help this team, especially once the playoffs start. He's very intelligent. The pressure of the playoffs isn't going to bother him.
All that great experience he's had. You're right. We'll have ice water in the thing. For Jeremy goes. This is Jeff Hamaduzialo. Josh Jackson saving lead. Isaiah Stewart and Jeremy in the ball. Griffin to the lane.
In a mix-up of defensive assignments, because for a moment Blake, while posting, had a defender on him, then all of a sudden didn't. There was a recovery attempt, but by that time he had already made his move, and the contact that ensued went Blake's way.
First free throw up and in for Blake. Fox Sports Detroit's becoming Valley Sports Detroit, you know. Valley Sports Detroit will be the home of the Pistons, the Tigers, and the Wings. Starting soon, March 31st. New name, same home. Valley. Sports Detroit.
They got a lot of lefties on this team. Tyler Johnson's a lefty. Claxton's a lefty. James Harden's a lefty. I don't know what DeAndre Jordan is.
He's a dunker. Yes, he wants to get Blake Griffin. He has 7.
He's the leading scorer in this game along with Mason Plumlee.
Brooklyn's up 32-26. Josh Jackson trying to drive it on Brown. Missed the shot. Off the deck to Tyler Johnson. Blake in full court. the Pistons 27 here on Fox Sports Detroit.
$50 customer cash on an adventurous new 21 RAV4. Or lease this RAV4 for just $189 a month. Or for $229 a month, lease this RAV4 hybrid.
Ready, set, go get your Toyota today.
Toyota, let's go places. Man. Hey, folks, physicality was the order of the day when Blake was a Piston. He and I, too. They would mix it up, and they're mixing it up here. Look at this. Blake says, hey, I'm all in for it. Because you know Isaiah Stewart. All in. Yeah.
And Pistons already with 2 team fouls in the first half, a minute of the second. Blake Griffin, dribble hands. Jumper on the way and down for Tyler Johnson.
Tyler will usually go out there looking to get others involved, but can't forget he's a good lefty shooter. And that time he was willing to take the mid-range.
And that matchup produced another whistle. This time Blake Griffin fouled Isaiah Stewart in the paint.
I'd imagine when Blake was part of the Pistons and a veteran guy and go to practice, George, you want to get some things done, but you're really not trying to mix it up physically like that on a day-in, day-out basis in practice. But you're going against Isaiah Stewart, that's exactly what you're going to have to do.
They call a foul just a kick ball. Not even just a kick ball there. Before the contact, David Lee trying to get to the basket. Knocked out of bounds by Brooklyn. 6 on the shot clock. Isaiah Stewart. David Lee will trigger from the baseline. Up top. Stewart for a slam. Beautiful.
They were concerned with Josh Jackson more with him coming off a screen into the corner, and they never addressed the guy setting the screen, Isaiah Stewart. We said it in the game the other day, George. Set a good screen, you're going to be open.
Bruce Brown with penetration. Tyler Johnson gives it up to Blake Griffin. Cross court. Harris dumps it back down deep, and Bruce Brown's able to score. really helped the Nets.
He's helped them in a variety of ways. He's their best defender. And on occasion, he gets pretty good chances to score. He had a career high 29 in the game for the Nets not very long ago.
They could deploy it with the Knicks, but got his elbow with the basketball. See what he can do one-on-one. He drives it, he lays it up, he lays it in. His first hoop as a Piston.
Took his time.
Steele saving the lead in the bat.
Watch this. What you didn't. Isaiah Stewart's screener. Look at all the defenders running towards Josh Jackson. Totally forgetting, including Blake Griffin. And Stewart rolled to the basket. And there's a nice first basket by Hamidou Diallo, folks. You'll like him. Very strong, very athletic, can hang in the air, stay there a while. Winner of the 2019 dunk contest. You'll have some crowd pleasers for us. So,
Oh, yeah. David Lee gets 1 for 2.
Jordan, they're going to have to do something about the Blake and Isaiah Stewart matchup. It's becoming volatile.
See what just happened. If you see, first Blake gets Stu, and Stu gets Blake.
I got to add Blake to the list that includes Dwight Howard, Boogie Cousins, Montrezl Harrell. All these guys have had beef with Isaiah. And now Blake Griffin.
You didn't think that was going to happen, but it did.
Oh. Isaiah, they always catch the guy that responds.
Or the officials talking it over.
What the Pistons have to worry about is that this is a 2. Yeah.
One of their most important guys will be through.
Going on the floor is an offensive foul against Detroit, number 28. The play is being reviewed for potential flagrant foul.
Either way, it's the third foul on Isaiah Stewart.
But a lesson that he'll learn, George, because I think what may have occurred here is that his matchup, his physical battle with Blake, perhaps taking precedent over the overall thing, the game, and his importance to his team. Let's hope that this is just a personal or, at the very worst, a flagrant one so that he can stay out there. But it's still his third, as you indicated, and he will probably come out. There's Blake's hit to his jaw. You saw it.
The jaw.
Then there's the response.
So, second guy usually gets caught. And Isaiah Stewart whistled for the foul, and now I'm sure they, on the replay, saw Blake's hit first.
You know who predicted this? Your beat the number partner.
You thought this might be a problem?
Said it to me before the game.
Wow. Smooth Johnny?
Yeah.
Well, they're taking another look. This is not good news. If you're the Pistons, they've taken another serious look at this. Unless they want to take another look at what Blake did to get it started. That get it started on the evening? No, they had a lot of physical bumps before this last pair of elbows.
You know, let it be known, let it be said that Isaiah Stewart's backing down to no one. He doesn't care about your tenure. your success, your experience in the league. I mean, he ripped pants off Dwight Howard, literally.
Blake Griffin with a smile over there on the Nets bench as James Williams and Matt Myers continue to look at the long pause here.
Well, they want to get it right, but the longer it takes, the scarier it appears for the Pistons.
I agree. A quick flagrant one, let's move on. Would have been what the Pistons were hoping for, I would imagine.
Well, you know, the beauty of the replay is that you can get the guy who acted first. It's all in play here. This could be a foul on Blake. This could be a foul on Isaiah. It could be a foul on both of them.
Could it be a flagrant one on both of them?
Could be. I don't like the looks of this, George. What about you?
I don't either. Well, you take this long.
Mason Plumlee's taking a jersey off. That's not a good sign. Well, it is the third foul. So
Yeah, so he almost has to go in no matter what.
After review, there is a flailing technical foul against Blake Griffin, and then number 28 for Detroit is assessed a flagrant foul penalty 2. He's ejected from the game. Detroit will shoot 1 free throw. Brooklyn will shoot 2. It'll be Brooklyn's ball side out with a new 24 in the front.
Well, our worst fears have been realized. And you know, so the Pistons,
as he's put up, the rebounds that he's gotten.
he got one of the 2 technical foul free throws.
He's taking Isaiah Stewart out of the equation for his team.
Brooklyn's up 39-33. Blake rocks it against Plumlee. Put it behind his back, almost lost it to Diallo. Quick shot from the perimeter, right down the middle for Joe Harris. Wow. If they get a 3 to add insult to injury, it's 42-33 Brooklyn. Josh Jackson off the dribble, drains the deuce. Pistons needed that. Still 9 and 10 to play in the first half. Blake Griffin against Kumbuya. Wide open gun won't go for Tyler Johnson. Jackson on the follow though. Diallo with the rebound. Amadou Diallo still with it. Puts it outside of Josh Jackson, gets it back on the wing. Now Plumlee will back on Claxton. Saban Lee passes on the jumper.
Shot clock's a factor.
Missing from the corner is Saban Lee, got it back. Plumlee to the paint, lost the handle. Blake Griffin grabbed and fouled. Coarse language, we apologize for that. It is a little chippy here in downtown Detroit. Certainly Blake Griffin and Isaiah Stewart decided not to like each other. Pistons will take a timeout, 8:29 until halftime.
Hey, Michigan, PokerStars is dealing a hand you don't want to miss. Join the PokerStars Spin and Go tournament, and you could win cash in just minutes. With the PokerStars Spin and Go tournament, buy in for as little as $1, and you'll have a chance to win the $25,000 jackpot this weekend. PokerStars Spin and Goes are the fastest way to Download the PokerStars app now, or head to PokerStars.com and join the PokerStars.
Aligong. Wait lang.
We got one of the two technical foul free throws.
The rebounds that he's gotten.
We got one of the 2 technical fouls. They get a 3. Add insult to injury. It's 42-33 Brooklyn. Josh Jackson off the dribble. Drains the deuce. Pistons needed that. Still 9 and 10 to play in the first half. Blake Griffin against Mbuya. Wide open gun won't go for Tyler Johnson. Jackson on the foul, though. Diallo with the rebound. Amadou Diallo still with it. Puts it outside of Josh Jackson, gets it back on the wing. Now Plumlee was back on Claxton. Stephen Lee passes on the jumper. Shot clock's a factor. Missing from the corner is Stephen Lee, got it back. Plumlee to the paint, lost the handle. Blake Griffin grabbed and fouled. We have heard some coarse language. We apologize for that. It is a little chippy here in downtown Detroit. Certainly Blake Griffin and Isaiah Stewart decided not to like each other. Pistons will take a timeout. 8:29 until halftime.
Hey, Michigan, PokerStars is dealing a hand you don't want to miss. Join the PokerStars Spin and Go tournament, and you can win cash in just minutes. With the PokerStars Spin and Go tournament, buy in for as little as $1, and you'll have a chance to win the $25,000 jackpot this weekend. PokerStars Spin and Go's are the fastest way to win. Each Spin and Go is a randomly assigned prize pool, and you can win in minutes, all safe and legal. Grab your seat at the table, Michigan. Download the PokerStars app now, or head to PokerStars.com and join the PokerStars. See if you can unlock the code.
Jeff Green at the line. The Pistons have launched an all-new food delivery platform, Pistons Dish. Eat like the pros today at pistonsdish.com.
Don't forget us up here in the announce position. We'll test it.
Gregory can be a food critic, but he's generally very positive. So don't worry that he's going to make it sound bad or make people think it tastes bad.
I wouldn't dare.
One free throw fell for Green. Driving. Saban Lee drew a foul.
George Saban Lee is about to shoot free throws number 7 and number 8. And all of it is going to the basket. I mean, he's the smallest guy out there, but they're having a hard time keeping him away from the hoops.
He's struggled at the stripe so far, but I'm sure he's hoping that's going to change right now. And it does. First one right down the middle. Before that, Mackey was 2 for 6 from the charity stripe. Bends the knees and nails it next. 44-37 Brooklyn. 6.5 to play in the half. Harden against Sadiq Bey. Harden turns the corner, got to the basket with ease, flipped it up and in.
When you said Harden turns the corner, the rest was predictable.
wasn't it?
You can't allow that when he comes off the screen. You got to have a much bigger show and resist.
Pistons lob it into Plumlee. Pump fake, issues to the cutting Saban Lee, lays it up, it rolls off the iron. But the whistle is going to blow here on Brooklyn.
The referees conflicted on the call.
In the corner, but Green missed the three. Corey Joseph Jeremy for it from the corner.
Thanks, folks.
Four and 40 till halftime. Specialist in his own right, Wayne Ellington. 49-40 Brooklyn. Corey Joseph to the basket.
There. Loves to get into that lane and capable of finishing near the basket. Outlet was gets an assist for that.
Claxton called for the foul.
Both sees an opportunity to drive it all the way and cash in the deuce.
For Brooklyn. James Harden pounds that thing, gets to the basket, blocked by Jerry, but Corey Joseph has the rebound. Joseph wide open. Gun. No. Up on the clock to the basket. Timote Luwawu Cabarro. And now it's 53-44 Brooklyn. 2:38 to play in the half. Corey Joseph in the corner for Plumlee. Triple try, no. Rebound to Tyler Johnson. James Harden against Corey Joseph. Harden starts to the basket. Collected some contact and got a call. 2:15 to play in the half. Whistle blows on Sadiq Bey, and we'll take timeout.
We got a game summary for you, brought to you by your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Now, the action was hot and heavy early between Blake Griffin of the Nets and Pistons Isaiah Stewart. They were very physical with each other, and it eventually led to this. Blake with high arms against Isaiah Stewart. Isaiah Stewart retaliates. The officials, they catch it all. Now, they spent about 5 minutes looking at this to try and decide what would be the proper call. It ended up with Blake Griffin being charged a technical, but Isaiah Stewart got a flagrant 2, and with that, an ejection from the ball game.
For Isaiah, he's very physical, very courageous, but there is a line you can't cross if you want to stay in the ball game. There are free throws for Harden, and the Nets have their biggest lead. They're up 11 with 2:14 to play in the half. Plumlee, Jeremy Grant, long gun in and out. Luwawu.
Lama, Minnesota, wala. Wala.
Lauro Cabarro. Dwayne King
played by the veteran Corey right there. You mentioned Jeremy Grant. Now the Pistons will get their chance.
He makes winning plays. Corey Joseph coming up on our Ram halftime report. Mickey York and Grant Long break down. Plumlee and Jordan going head to head. Jeremy Grant, Anthony. Now, 1 for 2. Harden has the basketball.
The game has not really been physical. There's not been a lot of physical play, so I just don't understand all the foul calls, and it's been very difficult to get an offensive rhythm on both sides. So I'm thinking in the second half, perhaps we're going to see something better. They're going to clean up the foul action, maybe some better defense on both sides. Listen, the Nets are not known for their defensive prowess. I don't know how they're getting whistled for all of these fouls. They actually want you to score so they can get the ball back.
Well, it's not supposed to be a big man's game anymore in the NBA, but we have one brewing so far here tonight as we look at our GMC Pro version.
Yeah, Mason Plumlee and both DeAndre Jordan, both guys are playing well near the basket, and they're utilizing their screen and roll options to get buckets or get the scores near the basket. Here's DeAndre Jordan going to set up James Harden coming off the dribble, handoff, rolls right toward the front of the rim. That's where he's known to be effective, and he gets the one-hand flush. Mason Plumlee doing the same thing. Very versatile on the perimeter. You look at it, he's calling for the ball, but look at the space that he has to get to the basket. Look at his move. Want to make him dance. Ooh, nice fake by Mason Plumlee. Gets the defender off balance and on his way, a la Connie Hawkins with the palm and the one-hand flush.
Air plums.
Imagine that.
Plumlee was 7 and 4. Jordan has 8 and 5 through the first 2 quarters of play. The Pistons down 9 at the break. This Pistons halftime report is brought to you by Ram.
All right.
South Beach. Bam having a block party. He had 5 blocks in the game. Catch that one in the air. Going the other way.
Mason Plumlee.
Seeing Rodney Magruder playing point guard for the Pistons reminds me of when Bruce Brown was dressed into action and played point guard for the Pistons last year.
Yeah, he had plenty of time at point guard, and I thought played pretty well.
He did it well. And if you remember, the first game that he started at point guard was against the Brooklyn Nets. He did a job on Kyrie Irving.
Yes, you're right. Harden fouled Wayne Ellington. Wayne is at the free throw line with 8.5 to play in the third. The Pistons down 63-55. And now a message from the Southeast Michigan Ford dealer. Wayne Ellington. 2 perfect free throws. Pistons cutting into that Brooklyn lead. Got all 3. And now it's 63-58. We're up 13 near the end of the first half. Lead filed down to 5. James Harden to DeAndre Jordan. Giving some room for Plumlee. The hand back to Harden. Runs up the lefty hook and hits it.
So if you're Mason Plumlee, you know what you're thinking about. I don't want this thing lobbed on me, so let me stay closer to my guy, DeAndre Jordan. That's exactly what Harden wants when he turns that corner.
Takeaway by Bruce Brown. And the third foul on Plumlee, trying to slow down the break. DeAndre Jordan inbounds to James Harden. Jordan hands to Harden. Down the lane, flips it up. No, tried to follow it up and lost it out of bounds. He thinks the Pistons knocked it out of bounds, but it will be Pistons basketball. Rodney Magruder, forecourt. Technical foul called by James Williams on James Harden. These guys don't want any talk back. Not tonight.
There's the reason why you be the judge.
Jeremy Grant with the basketball. Over DeAndre Jordan. Jumper down. Jeremy thought he was fouled. Told James Williams. Now it's a 65-61 game. Harden to the basket.
He's got the Pistons sort of in between right now.
Yep, they're Mr. In between, all right. 7:20 left in the third. Jeremy Grant bounces inside the Plumlee, gets a backside line gun, won't go. Rebound, James Harden. Harden stops on the wing. Triple trying, no. Rebound to Plumlee. Mason Plumlee dribbles to forecourt. Gives to Sadiq Bey. Back to Plumlee. No looker inside, and Magruder strikes again.
Beautiful cut again. Mason Plumlee on the delivery, and you notice Mason Plumlee's bringing the ball up the floor a little bit more than he has all season, but he's earned that trust from the coaches.
They're not telling him give it up.
And it helps because take some of the ball handling responsibilities away from Rodney Magruder. They're kind of doing it by committee, bringing it up the floor. Beautiful pass. Beautiful cut. 4-point ball game.
set it for 5:07. James Harden has 23 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists. James Harden. The shot, no. Tap DeAndre Jordan, no. Comes on to Harris. Harris with a drive. Switches hands and misses. Batted around. Back up off the square for a score for Jeff Green. 71-66 our score. 4.5 to play in the third. Pistons down 5. Josh Jackson stripped by Bruce Brown and a frustration foul trying to get it back. Called on Josh. Bruce Brown will get a rest. Tyler Johnson checks in for Brooklyn. Saban Lee for Magruder for the Pistons. No Michael Smith Jr. for the Pistons tonight. Or Dennis Smith Jr., but they do have Corey Joseph. Dennis Smith Jr., one of the Pistons unable to play tonight. Tell you, we did see in the first half, we saw Hamidou Diallo. Hope to see him a little more here in the second half. A couple of exciting moves to the basket. Ellington's foul, his third. Brooklyn, in a tight ball game, turns it over at 71-66. Nets. Saban Lee to forecourt. Josh Jackson with a quick shot. No. Blake Griffin back in the ball game. There's a steal by Josh Jackson. Lobs it. Nice throw down. Tyler Cook. And now it's a 3-point game.
Nice defense by Josh Jackson, who had just missed the shot, but he got back and got the steal, quickly atoned, picked up an assist. The Pistons in transition, an easy bucket without having to work overtime for it in the half court. There's Josh on the steal now. Sets this up, knows that Cook can go up and get it. He got one in the last game against the Pacers. Why not now?
Nice lob. Excellent finish. At the line, James Harden. Want to congratulate Frank Beckman, who retired today after 40-plus decorated years at WJR Radio. And I got to thank Frank for making a decision that changed my life in a great way when he hired me to broadcast Piston basketball 45 years ago. Enjoy your time off, Frank, and hit him straight.
Because Frank recognized talent, huh?
That was nice of him. Had an open mind for a kid who just did a high school game. Had a college football tape, but doesn't pass high school in basketball. It's been a great ride here in the NBA, that's for sure. Yeah. Saban Lee inside, nice pump fake. Draws a foul on Tyler Johnson. $21-22 season memberships are on sale now, fans. Reserve your seat. Experience the thrill and excitement of NBA basketball live from Little Caesars Arena next season. Take advantage of our 12-month interest-free payment plan. Go to Pistons.com or call 313-PISTONS. Want to see you at Little Caesars Arena next season.
So, George, if I had said to you that with 3:27 to go in the third quarter, Saban Lee would have more free throw attempts than James Harden, what would you have said?
I said, no. You must not have been paying attention.
Well, that was his 10th, folks.
And now he's made 6 of them. And the Pistons are within 3. Blake Griffin setting a screen for Harden. Gets it back against Josh Jackson. Backs him in. Gets to the basket. Misses the tap. Follows it up, though, and fills it up.
Blake is showing a lot of strength, and we know he has it near that basket. Very productive in his first half action.
Blake with 10 points. Hamidou Diallo's in the game. Back to the basket for a quick score. And when he stretches out, he is tough to stop. Great to have him in Piston Blue.
Yes, add him to the group of Pistons. The few that have been able to get dribble, drive, penetration, and finish.
3-point game. James Harden lost the handle. Jackson to Jeremy Grant. Jeremy up with the shot, threw the foul. Harden got him his third foul. Watch Hamidou Diallo.
Nice crossover to get into the lane, and now it's just he and Tyler Johnson, and that's an easy win for Diallo.
We got some long players on this team right now. The wingspans, including 7'3" for that man, Jeremy Grant. Diallo is 7 feet flat.
All these guys are having to get custom dress shirts.
There are free throws for Jeremy Grant. Gregory is a 1-point game. 75-74, Brooklyn. 2.5 left in the third. Wow, Cabarro in the ball game. Got it from Harden, gave it back. Harden to the basket. Missed it. Camp won't go. Off the deck to Harden. He lost it, though, to Josh Jackson. Josh, no look to Jeremy Grant. Off that dribble to the basket. Flips it up and fills it up. Nice one-on-one play by Jeremy Grant. Don't look now, but the Pistons have the lead. And the Nets take a timeout. Pistons 76, Brooklyn 75 at Little Caesars Arena.
Just find your body up. Don't wanna wait no more. Got what I'm searching for.
An earlier Troy Weaver trade. He's looked good tonight. Blake Griffin for Brooklyn. Screen from Harden. The give back to James Harden. The bounce back to Blake. Blake with a nice up fake and a double clutch Glasser drew a foul. Fouls on Josh Jackson. Now a quick word about a big name change coming to our network.
You know, I'm already seeing what Blake can provide for the Nets, especially when they get Irving, Durant, and Harden all out there on the floor. Now, all of those guys are going to be doing a lot out on the perimeter and occasionally getting penetration into the lane, some pull-ups and things like that. But in a half-court playoff type situation where you do need some back-to-the-basket activity,
Thank you.
need some strong play down low, Blake might be the best they have.
He can do more than dunk it. He's proven that over the years. Not that he can't dunk it, or hasn't. Jeremy Grant turns, fires, it's in and out. Luau Cabarro with a rebound. to James Harden. Minute and 20 left in the third. Brooklyn by 1 now. Blake Griffin behind that long line. Gives it back to Harden. Shot clock at 9. Harden over Josh Jackson. Off iron. Rip away rebound. Diallo. Bounces ahead to Josh. Josh Jackson down the lane for a score. Big time basket for Josh Jackson.
I like the way Josh and Diallo are playing right now in terms of being on the attack. They're good on the defensive end. They're rebounding. They're playing defense. They're a big part of the Pistons being right where they are.
Pistons with a 1-point lead. Final minute, third quarter. James Harden to the lane. He coaxed Josh Jackson into a foul. Brooklyn had a 13-point lead, late in the second. The Pistons have outscored them 34-20 since then, Greg. Nice numbers from Joe Abramson.
That tells you they're playing solid defense. They're getting back. They're making Brooklyn struggle to score, not giving them easy looks. The other thing that the Pistons have done quite well tonight is take care of the ball, just 7 turnovers.
Josh Jackson's been doing his best defensively, but he now has 5 fouls. He'll come out. Sadiq Bey checks in. A couple of automatic free throws for James Harden. He has 27 in 30 minutes. Brooklyn with a 1-point lead. Half a minute to play in the third. Saban Lee dishes to Jeremy Grant. Cross-court bounce to Saban. Saban Lee drives it. Nowhere to go. Pass outside. Batted away by Tyler Johnson. Saban Lee didn't want to take the jumper when he got inside among the trees. There was nothing he could do.
That's the element of his game that we'll look to see how much improvement he'll realize perhaps the rest of the season or certainly into the offseason, because he has the quickness to get into that lane. He's shown his ability to draw fouls. Now just add that other piece, the threat of a jump shot.
Harris checks in for Claxton for Brooklyn. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Harden with a long gun. It goes with 0.5 of a second to play in the third. So Brooklyn edges back in front.
He's got 30 for 30 now.
30 points, 30 minutes, but Jeremy Grant coming on strong. He had 10 in the quarter. Pistons rallied to take the lead briefly. They trail by 4 as we head to the fourth.
Tonight, please welcome to the court your Detroit Pistons Extreme Team.
I mean, it's 15 on the scoreboard, but it feels almost like
Another technical foul. It's on Diallo.
Blake Griffin's going to try and race up the floor, and Diallo's going to cut him off. Whistle's going to blow. Like it. Nets are going to like it.
So he's got a foul and a tech. Technical foul, free throw. 7 straight for Brooklyn. The score was tied at 82. Now it's 89-82 Nets. 10 minutes left. James Harden with 34 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists. He's averaged a near triple-double since he was dealt to Brooklyn. Here's a topside long gun for Harden that goes. He could tear this game open.
Yeah, he can.
It's now a 10-0 run and a 10-point lead. Sadiq Bey up to Corey Joseph. Joseph working the baseline. In front for Frank Jackson. Missed the shot but drew the foul. Frank Jackson will step to the stripe. That's the 4th foul on James Harden with 9.5 still to play. He will have to be careful.
Dwayne Casey has played 12 guys tonight. 13.
Wow.
13 guys tonight have had a part in this.
There are free throws for Frank Jackson. Let's have it in Harden's hands. Topside gunning is Tyler Johnson, and it goes.
Owe that to James Harden. You know, it's the confusion and disruption that he causes any defense. You know, they were very wary of him with the basketball, and Tyler Johnson just kept moving, and he ended up with the open shot because of all the attention being applied to James Harden.
7 assists for Harden, 11 rebounds, 37 points. Frank Jackson fires and fills it from the corner. Pistons hanging around with 8:44 left. It's 95-87 Nets. Joao Cabarro screens for Harden. Into the corner for Tyler Johnson for a triple.
They're just moving the ball now to the open man. They're just moving it, rotating it as the Pistons, again, have two guys defensively occupied by Harden. Move the ball, you'll find an open guy.
Frank Jackson fouled on a shot try. He will shoot 3 free throws.
Here, watch this. There's the two guys on Harden. He just moves it. Joao Cabarro keeps it moving. Look at that ball go through Diallo's legs. And then there's Johnson over in the corner. The other point I want to make, George, is that the three-point shot is such a feared weapon in the game today. There was a time when you never fouled a three-point shoot. Now it happens all the time. You know, guys are trying to get a hand up, trying to block three-point shots. It happens all the time. But that's how the game has evolved.
And a lot of guys are at the line shooting 3.
You know what, George?
As Frank Jackson is right here.
You know how you like to say one day, a four-pointer? I don't know how good that'd be for the game.
There'd be a lot of fouls, wouldn't there?
Because guys will take those four-pointers. They will be out wherever you put that line. They will be out there.
Oh, yeah.
Because you know 4 is more than 3.
Sure enough is.
Definitely more than 2.
Here's James Harden. Nice lob. For Blake Griffin, who looks at the Piston bench.
That's the second dunk. You know what? It's personal. It is. You can see it for Blake. Now, it doesn't have the venom maybe that was the case when he was returning to Clipperland. But, folks, he's enjoying this.
Frank Jackson with a 3. Won't go through. Blake Griffin quickly to Harden.
And James Harden set that up beautifully. He occupied the Pistons to the very last second that he could lob that ball up, and Blake Griffin will be ready to deposit it.
Blake has 17. Johnson, who misses. Tyler Cook with a Piston rebound. Sadiq Bey with a basketball. Corey Joseph puts it down and drives it. Can't score it. Ends up topside in the hands of Sadiq Bey. That's dangerous for the other guys. Sadiq with a long gun that goes. It's a 7-point game. 193 Brooklyn. 6:48 to play. Joao Cabarro. Mid-post to Blake Griffin. Working against Cook. Backs him in. Can't score it. Rebound. Comes off to Claxton. And his putback makes it 102-93 Brooklyn. Screen by Cook for Sadiq. Sadiq drives by Blake Griffin. He fouls him on the way by.
Shout out kay Inote na to. Solid boss entry.
We continue to see the same stuff out of Detroit's defense, how they're doing such a nice job playing the passing lanes, pressuring the basketball, also off the
Shout
ball.
out Carolito Robes, salamat sa pag-like ng stream. Gwapo mo tulad ko. Sana all nagla-like. Shout out kay Ralphie Ezekiel.
Brown turns out to finds Williams. Jalen Brown drawing two by going to the rim. Good job by Rob Williams being patient and ready to throw it down. 7 in the game now for Williams. DiVincenzo. Merrill. Knocks down for 3. The Bucks definitely have a high-powered offense. I mean, the way the Celtics are playing right now, that's exactly how you have to beat the Bucks. Pritchard will try. He knocks one down. Get it all, Pritchard. That's going to be 19 threes for the Celtics. More importantly, keeping that lead at a comfortable number. Vincenzo. Nope. Good hustle by Connaughton. DiVincenzo's just looking to shoot the ball. Connaughton in there. Tries to get to DiVincenzo on the cut. Instead, it's turned over. Brown in a lot of traffic. Ball is loose. Brown gets it. Pritchard takes it. Yeah, you don't have to force that one. I mean, you could have moved it. Not a great shot. Connaughton, a little hesitation. Good dish underneath. First layup goes. Finances. And I'll give you a good tip why when he's shooting the free throw, why I know that. All right. Okay, so here's the drive by Connaughton, who's making a big impact in this fourth quarter. He goes up and over to the other side. That was very much like his brother. So my really good friend of mine, they're from Greece. I mean, their family's from Greece. They're Greek, and they have 2 bunnies. One is named Giannis, and one is named Thanasis. That's good. That's good. He will forever be Thanasis in my mind. Giannis and Thanasis. Middleton's going to pick up that foul. Middleton quietly lobbying his case to no avail. 9:25 to go in the game. There's Bo. Yeah. Wagner in the game. Nice. That's a little too hard for him to handle. Yeah, when Wagner gets out of those screens, you better get out quick. That's how the Celtics do it. But you see him already defensively. Not shy, huh? Yeah, talking on the defensive end. Watch Jalen Brown on this play. Drawing 2. Late pass over. And Rob Williams right now, 7 points, 9 boards, 6 assists, 5 blocks, 2 steals. Here's his first rebound as a Celtic. In a crowd. He got fouled. Grant Williams was holding his right leg standing off in the corner there. I don't know if when he ran by. Well, let's go to Tatum right here. It goes to the other side. There's the hit. Wasn't much, but still went up. Yeah, when Grant Williams ran by DiVincenzo, they ran into each other. I think DiVincenzo's knee hit Grant Williams. They're going to challenge this. We'll take a break.
Design play right there. The Suns got to get into their offense. Hold within 4. Hard play there for Crowder. Early, he'll take that shot. Not now. Suns have done much of their damage in the paint. Chris Paul on the pull-up won't get it. Lowry racing.
to get to the rebound. Van Fleet has 6 threes. Can't get number 7.
Take that one. If he makes it good, platform. But if I'm the Suns, I'm taking out. Go ahead.
Book has not scored in quite some time. There's 14 before the game. Puts his head down. His press Anunoby on the drive. Got some contact. Won't get the shot. Raptors on the run. Drops it off to Siakam. Good defense there. Cutting him off was DA. Siakam able to draw the foul, and he'll be at the line to shoot 2.
Although the Suns are obviously having a better year than the Raptors, obviously, I would say overall more talented players. But what they don't have is the experience in 2 minutes to close out games and as a unit. But over here with Siakam, Lowry, Van Fleet, they've gone the gamut. They have a title in their pocket, and you don't know what that experience is like. So that's why they're always a tough out. Doesn't matter how many points you're up. Definitely need a good possession here. Just movement, run the play correctly, get a good look.
Yeah, because when you get into these situations, you can see the level of belief and confidence for Siakam, Van Fleet, and Kyle Lowry. And it's showing here on the scoreboard as they have put together a 15 scoring run.
In their mind, they're going to win the game. Right? About 4 minutes ago, they didn't know. They thought they would stop 15.
Lowry just right into the waistband of Devin Booker. Now over to Chris Paul. On the shot clock. Paul to step back. Can't get it. And it'll be Toronto basketball.
Good look. That's a good look from Chris Paul. Normally he knocked that down. Look at his play. And it's Rob Williams. There's a nice pass. Does it again. Moving the ball around all game long. Defensively picking it up. Obviously, the Time Lord is always lurking around the rim. Telling people to get it out of here. Steal. He's pretty much doing everything today on the defensive end. And then, two-handed jam. Love it. Okay, so another challenge, folks.
Michael Quick got it back. 3, 2. Michael Paul fires it. Tyler Johnson, Blake Griffin, and Joe Harris. This crowd is
This call. Watch him slide over.
And a collision with Sadiq Bey, and Bay's called for the foul. You're right, it was a tough call. He's out of the game. With a minute and 46 to play. And only a 3-point lead. Harden for 3. Rebound to Buckley. Corey Joseph raises support for him. Kind of over, doesn't he? Corey Joseph turns it.
Ben.
Okay, so another challenge, folks. A big point for
Bruder for Frank Jackson for the Pistons. Frank Jackson's been great in the fourth. All of his 14 points in the fourth. Mason gets 1 for 2. James Harden to 4 points. Brooklyn 109. The Pistons 107. A minute and 10 to go in the game.
Now, many different defenders, as James Harden seems like Michael Jordan.
Time winding down. Michael for three.
A 7-second disparity between the shot clock and the game clock. Jordan.
Yeah. 690.
Okay, so another challenge, folks. The best one for
Late in the third. Harden to the basket. Bombs it for